Actually, someone asked a really good question in chat that I want to talk about. Can you talk more about these opportunities you feel people have coming in the future? That is such a good question. So, one of the main things that I see, and I think this is obvious from our perspective, but from someone who's not in the financial world, I do not think that this is obvious at all. Robinhood, Webull, Tastyworks, all of these brokerages have made it so incredibly gamified and simple for people to get into the investment market at a beginner's level and then work their way up with their tool set that I think the possibility for everyone to have their own properly managed 401k is totally feasible. And I think that could become the new norm for like 3 to 4% of Americans, at least, after all of these tools are coming out. And through that system, right, through getting better knowledge of your investments, people are opening themselves up to a new world of, real estate or entrepreneurship, things like that. So I think the biggest thing right now is just the stock market because this was a just this metaphysical space that wasn't feasible for the layman. If you didn't have $100,000, you were never gonna, you had a employer-sponsored 401k, you threw in like $40 a week, you never paid attention to it. But now people are looking into it like, oh man, why don't I just handle this? I see people making 20% a year.
My concern with all this is it's becoming very democratized. It's definitely gamified with like the Robinhood and those. They've moved to a less salient model than what you had before. Robinhood is not a non-for-profit. I mean, they're making money. They're just not charging you anything that you can see.
Right.
So it's not all. I don't think it's all great.
No.
I think a lot of it is good. I mean, they've driven costs down, but
Right.
my concern is that we have a 10 to 15 year period where the annualized returns are 4 per year. I mean, which could happen. You look at Japan, they had a 25-year stretch where they didn't hit all-time highs. I mean, weird things happen even over long periods. And so I worry people are going to get flushed out and something like that. Or we just have like a major crash and a lot of people that have gotten in and, made a quick buck right now get burned by it and then, never want to come back in or take any risk again.
That's another great point. How many people I would love to have a statistical analysis of this. After that first crash about a month ago, how many people on the TikTok scene that were making content just disappeared, never to be seen again?
Yeah, I bet that'll
I bet
happen.
it's a lot.
About exponential growth, I think it's been around, April, May is when you saw the exponential growth in finance creators on TikTok. Everybody was an expert trader after that.
Yeah, and that's kind of if you don't mind, Josh, that leads right into another question on my sheet.
Go for it.
Dunning-Kruger. God, it's one of my favorite concepts. I love it so much, and that is the perfect example. People get in, they get Robinhood, they go on Wall Street Bets, they find the Genius play. From $0 to 10 in a week, guaranteed, can't go wrong. Throwing in $4,000, $5,000, they hit big. They go on TikTok, they go on Instagram. Look at me, I'm Mr. Moneybags, listen to me. Then they realize, holy shit, I have no idea what I'm doing. What is, in your opinion, the best way to realize that you're in the Dunning-Kruger effect, or at least figure out if you're on the track there?
You just got to be humble. I mean, just assume that you don't know anything going into something. I never approach anything with too much confidence. I think it's primarily a personality trait. I mean, some people, are experts at everything that they touch. You talk about paper trading. I'm actually not a huge fan of paper trading, because I think, for one, you don't trade with fake money the way you're going to trade with real money, and two, you could have beginner's luck, and I'd rather have beginner's luck with real money, and so I'd actually be up instead of having beginner's luck in my paper trading account and then throw more money into my real account thinking that I know what I'm doing and then blow that up.
Right.
I mean, there's benefits to it for sure, but I'm not the hugest fan of it. But
yeah, I couldn't do it. I tried.
I think it's just I think all these like psychological biases, I think they're super interesting, at least to me. And I think it's a matter of judging them, being aware of them, and just asking yourself if you're falling prey to it at a given time. I don't know that there's a way that you can always say steadfast, I'm not going to fall for the Dunning Kruger.
Right.
I think it can just happen to anybody.